All right. So, welcome to the page. I know you guys have been excited about this one. I'm excited about this one. Uh, kind of just get right into it and just kind of see what. I remember calling this game. I remember I was there, and kind of looking like it was an even game the whole way. And certainly everyone was like, "How did Boyle Heights not come away with this victory?" But you'll see right now what I mean. It wasn't really ever in their hands. Um, and this is no offense to Boyle Heights, but it's just the way it is. And they were the better team. Glendora is, and they are more talented team on the football field. So much props to Boyle Heights for even staying in this game. Athletically, Glendora is definitely the better team with 25, 10, 24, um, 2, 80, I want to say. Those are all guys that are super athletic kids. Boyle Heights turns out to be a tough, gritty team. Um, I just, to me, this is just typical Boyle Heights. I think maybe if you probably look at the clock, Boyle Heights probably had the most of the time possession, but they go 3 and out or 4 and out right here. They're trying to shift and do other things. They don't really pull too much. See a lot of bad line play on both ends. And again, I'm not trying to talk shit about anybody. This is their dub set. They come out at 25 is a good quarterback, and 2 and 10 and 80. All those guys can run. They can get the ball. Like I'll show you right now in the breakdown. Um, but this is typical of um, of youth football right here. So 90% of the teams are going to run the rock. So we're going to play in the box. And you're going to see later on in this game that we put the safety in a one high predicament against four receivers against the easiest throw in the field. Um, comes back to bite Boyle Heights later on. And honestly, it's not Boyle Heights' fault. No one else does anything better than that. And everyone wants to stop the run, stop the run. So when you do see someone with the passes we know that can actually do it decently, they're going to expose you. So it's tough. You got to pick your poison. You got to figure out, are you going to stop the run? Are you going to stop the pass? And here you have, this guy's looking in on the box. There's another guy. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 guys in the box. I mean, there's only really 3 guys that could defend the pass. And you'll see what I mean later on. But they try to run the ball here, and Glendora does a decent job. But like I said, to me, I think line play isn't the best on both guys. But Glendora's where I think they're both evenly matched. Um, and that was a good ball right there. That's how you run a fade of the seam. Um, and the difference in this game is just a little bit more athleticism. But Boyle Heights is tough. Typical Boyle Heights team where I grew up from. Um, there goes a little quick screen, but good job in the open field by Boyle Heights tackling more athletic guys. So here they try to go again up top. Jake gets lost, and that's just a bad ball actually. It's just a little bit overthrown, but actually 80 should come down with this. Boyle Heights gets the ball back, and they give it to their workhorse, number 20. He gets the ball most of the time. In this film, he's going to get the ball, I think, like 90% of the time. This is like an overload set. I think they false start right here. The film, there's also too with this, as you can see, I know it's probably like a parent film. This is not like a scout film, so it's starting. We don't know the down the distance. Thank God it's on a line field, so you could actually see where we're at. So you can see this is the 20, this is the 25, this is the 30, this is the 35. So there's somewhere around the minus 37. So when doing this film, uh, you know, we can actually kind of get some charts, and I'll show you, go over the stats in a few. Um, they're running a toss play here, and I think that's Gomez. Um, this is kind of typical of youth, and like I said, I'm not talking ish, it's just typical. This guy is leading out to nobody. He makes no play. So sometimes we draw things up and we think they're going to work, and we get Glendora to jump. That's typical too of youth. That's just what we're dealing with in youth football. So here's a misdirection play, and it gets beat because the center and the guards are just looking around. This is an all-day thing by Boyle Heights. This center has a bad day. Um, that guy's the one making the initial stop, but everyone else was round to the football. So Boyle Heights couldn't get the edge on Glendora. So Glendora, that's actually the most effective play right there. And when they score the touchdown, that's what they do to score the touchdown, is that play. Here's a crisscross play. This is the only play that Boyle Heights actually pulls. on anything, and the fullback leads for everything. So here's the crisscross play. Like I said, there's a lot of escorters, but not a lot of people making the play. Making the tackle, and that's why Gomez, our number 20, has nowhere to run. 25 is just a really good football player. More and more I watch him, I'm more and more impressed. I remember that day, walking away from that game, it's like, man, 25 is their dude, and probably doesn't get as much props because you got coach's sons on the team, but 25 is one of the dudes. So now they both turned it over on downs, and Boyle Heights got the ball back again. Uh, no, this is just Boyle Heights still on the same drive. Here's the first time they go into a spread formation. They pass the ball, and that should have been picked off. It is picked off, but this is fourth down. So I know everyone's all excited, but to me, this is like a punt. I wouldn't be mad at all if my quarterback did this. It's fourth down. Probably should have thrown this ball here, but he's probably throwing it up to 20, and one intercepts it, and everyone's going all crazy. If he bats it down, what happens if he bats it down? They get the ball here instead of over here. So it's like a punt with no punt return. So here's their full house. They're in this formation most of the time. 24 is a good athlete too. 25, they get 25 gain after it again. Like I said, this guy's all over the place. He's a key, in my opinion, this guy. There he goes, look at him. Boom. Good tackle. Kicking out the backer, kicking out 22, and 22 is no slouch. There goes 10. He's good too, good size, a little bit more shiftier than 25 is. Again, they go with him again. Like I said, Boyle Heights is a very, very sound football team. I just think that they're outmatched physically. I think 24 is a better athlete. There he goes in space. But again, they're sound, so they're there. But they really just can't stop it. And there goes the corner. I think that's 16 gained his nose in there. But this drive right here comes a boot. They try to do this a few times. I think this was a 5-yard gain, if I remember correctly. And the corner's there for Glendora. He's just not as in the ends there. They're just two a little bit more athletic. There's 3. Yep, runs by him. There's a corner, runs by him. Luckily, the safety coming downhill gets a good angle, or else, that guy could go all the way. But Boyle Heights is in a lot of places, but Glendora's athleticism just takes over. There goes 10. He's good too. But you can see Glendora's just getting up a little bit better than Boyle Heights does at the next level. I don't know why they went that fullback dive, like a short play here. Third down now, fourth down. They're on the counter to 24. He gets the first. This drive is all Glendora here. They just keep going and keep going. I think they get a touchdown call back soon on a few plays after the first down. So yeah, they're just running the ball at will here. Glendora's getting after it. Just a little bit better. They get the first down again. They keep running to the right. I don't know if they're a right-handed team or not. Here's that play action pass. I don't know. I didn't see it. Again, the film's not very good, so this is a holding play. Comes back, but they still are able to score. There goes the ball to 24. So they do switch him from sides. He's not just a left and a right guy. So obviously, whatever they call this play, they like to give it to him. And so they just switched him. So that's something that you could look at if you're. And here comes their dub set. There's a first run. It's like a trap play to me. 77's pulling. The tackle's coming up, but 24 has a wrong angle, like a counter play, and he should be going inside of 77's block, but he's going outside of it. So that's on the back. That's not on the line. Still picks up a few yards on the play, and here comes a touchdown pass to number 1. Good ball, a little late, but still good, just in front of the seams. Like I talked about earlier, you really put this safety in a bind. He's got 2 seams up the middle. Which one he's going to pick? One of these 2. He's wrong, right? Ball's there, settles in the window. touchdown. They go back to that play where the touchdown was called back. I think this quarterback just puts a little bit too much air underneath it, and that's the reason why 25 knocks it away. 16 Gable knocks away from 25. So here we go. We got 6-0. Getting close to halftime, and Boyle Heights are going to get the ball back, and not too much doing here. They start doing some motions, and they do a lot of motion and shifting. I don't know exactly why, but they do. Not too much of fooling anybody. There we go. There was halftime right there. So halftime, 6-0, and then the worst thing that could happen. I mean, what are you going to do here? You can't onside it anymore because of the San Gabriel rules, so you have to kick it deep. And you have 10 or 2 back there, and it kind of just out kicks the coverage, and really that's about it. I didn't notice this till right now, but 20 and 10 go at it up here. I think 10 gets caught flat-footed, but there goes 2. Touchdown. That's the difference right there in the game. I know you guys know Juan, so there's no spoiler or anything, but that's the difference in the game right there. You could play all good and all in 2 phases, but that one phase of the game, and that's it. I've lost championships on a special team play, so I'm not a stranger to it. I'm not trying to talk ish or not. So to me, this is a bad call. I thought he got in, but I'm not the referee. I think the ball crosses the line at some point. 12 nothing. Boyle Heights gets the ball back, but to their credit, they start fighting back. They make a big key pass play here, couple first downs on 4th down. So they put together a drive. They're able to keep Glendora's offense off the field, which is good. So here's another one of their counter plays with not very good blocking. Again, this guy just shifting through, just knifing through, slanting through, beats the tight end, and blows it up in the backfield. And that kind of was the story of the day for Boyle Heights, in my opinion. They had 1 or 2 guys, just if they had to block 1 more or 2 more guys. Here's a big play right here. Here's a fumble. I didn't actually see what happened at first. This was another big key because they're driving and fumble. So fumble on the play, fumble Ruski. Glendora's pumped up, but Boyle Heights keeps fighting, and I think they get a turnover on downs here. There's another boot play, like I said, 2's shift here, but Boyle Heights is there, staying sound. There's Jake the Snake. Here's a run to 25. Not too many of those happening, but he is a lead blocker. I'd say here's a run to 10. They like this play, but Boyle Heights toughens up here. I don't know. Always the decision in youth football is when Glendora ball starts, is when do you run the must play. There was a big play. That was 4th down. Got him in the backfield, 51. So here's the drive that I was talking about earlier that I thought was that play before. But there's 22 off tackle. There's 21 up the middle. There's 25 again. Yeah, gosh, you got to block that guy. You guys play Glendora, block 25. There's 20. '22 needs to get the ball more, in my opinion, but who am I? I'm not there every day. Remember, all this stuff is off of one game too, so what do I know? Don't know much. So false start on 1st down. There's a reverse play with number 10 staying home and making a great open field tackle. Didn't bite on it. And here's the one key play for Boyle Heights right there. That play right there was key for them and got them into better position, and it just put them into that 4th down. Into the 4th quarter, gave them some more momentum going into the 4th quarter. So good for him. 1st and goal from the 9, and there's no secret sauce here. They're just gonna give it to the fullback a few times and let them score. Oh, there's 22. There it is. Touchdown. Down 12-6. There's a fullback. That's the one I'm confused on. There it was. That's the extra point. So momentum has swung. It's 12-7 right here. This is a tough spot. You let it go out of bounds or do you recover it? And they get the fourth down. They get the stop on fourth down here. This is just some sound tackling by Boyle Heights. Like I said, tough team, won't go away. You could tell why they're in the semifinals. And they talked about there's one play where the big 75 shows up and just bullies that guy. Here comes a counter play where they pull in. They make a big stop right here, and they got one more stop. This is fourth down. This is controversial right here. I don't know. This is fourth down, and you're up 5, and you're on your own 35. This is either smart because you're trusting your defense, or it's really stupid. You're the hero or the GOAT, and it's the head coach's call no matter what you say. So, but, right now they're not looking good. So all momentum has shifted back to Boyle Heights. They're taking it down, and you're not going to break one on Glendora. You're going to have to earn it. That's the thing. So 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And so one mistake on your end is all that it takes when you're playing a good team like Glendora and Boyle Heights. And this is what happened. So there we go, 2nd and 8 now after the 2-yard gains coming up. They're in their double wing set. They do this motion often. They're running like a power I set, but again, another 25. Probably player of the game. If he wasn't player of the game, I'm going to call his dad up right now. There's 25 again. That's what they're trying to do. And he's just keying 20. That's a good call right there by Boyle Heights, but another good open field tackle by number 1. Shoot. Sound. There's a big player here, fourth down. They go with the crisscross. And that's tough. Again, hit in the backfield. How many times was 20 hit in the backfield today? A lot. Too much if you're Boyle Heights offense. And Glendora is a very, very good football team overall. So here it is to seal the game. They're trying to get a first down. They get a first down. All they got to do is knee the ball. There's Boyle Heights. Good job. They're trying to strip it. Everyone to the football. This is two very good football teams. So, like I said earlier, at first glance, it's kind of like, but trying to figure out, watching this a little bit more now, is it, Boyle Heights is 2 very good football teams? It should have been one way or the other. I don't know. To me, it's very even. So that's it. That's ball game. They take a knee. They celebrate. You guys have already seen that. Here's my quick analysis of it. And like I said, so if you see here, you can't really break it down. But just overall, so Boyle Heights comes out in this. I called it the one-time formation because they never came out in this. This is the very first play of the game. This guy is out of camera view, and the corner is too. So I'm looking like it. I'm like, it's 10 on 10. There's not 11 guys. So 36 offensive plays total. They had 1 fumble, which was key because that gave Glendora another possession. Keeps their offense off. They only had 2 pass plays, and they were 1 for 2. They had 98 total yards of offense. That's including penalties. Okay, the difference in the game was a kickoff return for a touchdown, and they fought back after down 2 scores. That says a lot about a football team, is to fight back after 2 scores. They only ran this one time. I guess it was something they wanted to see. I don't give it too much attention. Probably not even if I was playing against my team, I was scouting them, I probably wouldn't even throw this up again because there's just not too much from it. So you can't see too much other tendencies. See their other tendencies, which they have some. This is like one of their major formations, the I formation. They ran 10 plays out of this. 1 big play to the tight end, number 23. 5 fullback dives, 1 reverse. The rest were powers or with kick out with the out blocks on the no kickouts on the defensive end, and find number 20. They like to give him the ball. This is their favorite formation, a lot of motion, only pull on crisscross. Follow the fullback, he leads every play, or if he gets it, and then they went for this on fourth down with their last chance to score. So fullback dive is their favorite play again. A lot of motion out of this set, as well as the double handoffs. Not overpowering, so you don't have to play this like an overload, but some people might think this is an overload, so it can be. It's like a power eye with a pistol. They will motion and run to the weak side, so you have to be sound against that formation. They only ran this one time. They didn't protect well against it. They threw the ball to 20. Like I said, I thought they could have got it up the seam. But they only ran it one time. So said overall, Boyle Heights is a tough team. They will not be easy to beat. Their strength is running the ball. They don't pass often. Find number 20 and make someone else beat you. That's the way, in my opinion, just off of one game, of course. Glendora, going back to them, you could see why they won the championship. They were just a little bit better overall. They had 35 plays. Overall, they're the more talented team on the field today or that day, and then they had 35 plays and 91 yards. So if you remember, Boyle Heights had 36 for 98 yards. So if you look at it on stats wise, very, very even. But like I said, there's a must play issue. You don't know how many players both teams have. You don't know where they play them at. If do they get them in early? Do they get them in late? So that also shifted the momentum. 0 turnovers was key. They passed the ball decently. They had 2 touchdowns. One was called back, and they had 1 kickoff return. The full house formation, 10 and 24 get the ball most of the time. Find 25, whether he's at tight end or he's at the lead blocker. They run a boot to number 2, and the counters and the dives with him. Another 2 tight end set. They run counter. They shift. They play action pass. The TD was called back on this play. Again, it's not too much difference from their full house set, so you really don't have to prepare too much, except that there's one guy on the other side, and just watch for the counter. I'm guessing this might be a must-play set. I'm not too sure. You have to be ready for everything that they run out of a high formation, so and know the situation. So toss, power, dive, boot. I think they ran the play action pass out of this, if I remember correctly. Not 24, it's 25 goes to QB, not 24. 25 goes to QB in this set. He can throw. All receivers in this set can catch and run. We must play sound coverage. You have 2 and 10 on this side. You have 1 and 80 on this side. You have 24 and 25 in the backfield. This is a tough set to me, especially if you're not athletic enough to cover this. If I was them, I would roll the dice and see how many people can actually cover you and actually play well. I think they would get a lot more action. They wouldn't run the ball half as much, and I think they can actually do it. Not too many teams that I've seen lined up I can actually say can do this, but if one team that can so far, besides us, it's them. But they have the dudes to do it, so they're just not going to line up. A lot of guys that run this in this youth, for example, Boyle Heights, I don't know if they have the right personnel to run the set. So, Glendora does. They went to this to steal the game. They ran misdirection most of the time, and they kind of are getting to the edge a little bit more. So we got to stay home and hopefully get more than one film where you see this. It's only really towards the end of the game, so I really didn't have too much stats on it. But, overall, Glendora is a better team. I said all the stats wise, it was an even game. I never felt Glendora wasn't in control of the game. Yes, momentum shifted late, but in the game, but Boyle Heights had to beat Glendora. Glendora didn't have to beat Boyle Heights. It's going to be fun going into the next year, coaching against these guys and preparing for them. I think this is a good matchup. I'm not, taking. I know Pico's trying to reload. If you guys like this and you want to see more, I could do the Pico Glendora game and see. And I could tell you right now, I remember the 2 plays that was there announcing that game that Boyle Heights beat Pico, but this was more of a pass dominant. They ran a post and a post wheel to beat Pico. And like I said, not too many people are passing the ball, so it's hard to prepare. And but yeah, it's gonna be fun. Drop a comment, leave a like. Appreciate you guys.